Hey y'all, it's your girl Jada J. This is the Haves and Have Not Season 5, Episode 6, A Hurricane Offshore. How y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Okay, because this episode was a hurricane, okay? This was very well done. It's just going up and up every week. And next week, I don't really appreciate it, though, because I don't know. Okay, it looks like we're getting a little inappropriate, okay? But from what I saw with David talking to Erica, and then what I saw with Justin talking to Jeffrey, I'm like, okay, Tyler, you still have young adults watching the show. I don't need, you know what I mean? I just don't need that. I don't. And Tyler knows I'm on set, so I tell Tyler, I said, no, I don't want those scenes. I don't want that. I don't want it. He says to me, he says, well, we'll scrap the scenes just for you. I'll leave set. That's airing next week. So I don't know if Tyler's just trying to keep me out of his hair or what's going on. Okay, because that's my uncle, so I'll definitely reprimand him. Okay. Alright. I really won't, because that's not my uncle. But it could be. Okay, I don't know. Alright. Anyway. So this is the Having Had That Season 5, Episode 6, A Hurricane Offshore, everybody. So let's get into it. So remember last week, Erica called David to say thank you for the flowers. The flowers that Veronica brought in with the card David Harrington. Fake. So Erica calls up David, oh, thanks so much for the flowers, da-da-da-da. He's like, I didn't send you any flowers. She's like, there's a flowers here and there's a card with your name. He goes, get those out of your room now. Throw them out. She goes, like, what? He's like, get them out of the room now. She's like, okay. She opens up the door. Who's standing there? It's Veronica. All right. So that's what we pick up this week. She opens the door. It's Veronica standing there. And so David is still on the phone. And Erica goes, who are you? And then Veronica goes, I'm Veronica Harrington. And you are? And then she goes, how can I help you? And then David's like, let me speak to her. And Erica's like, who is this? He's like, let me speak to her. And then Veronica goes, I told you, dear, my name is Veronica Harrington. And you are? And she just ignores that. And he's like, give her the phone. Give her the phone. So she hands the phone over to Veronica. Veronica takes the phone. Hello, darling. And he's like, Veronica, you leave her alone. She goes, I don't think so. That's not going to happen. And he's like, Veronica, whatever the problem is between you and me. You just walk away. And then he goes, so how much is she charging? She goes, so how much is she charging? He's like, what are you even talking about, Veronica? She goes, she's young. She's pretty. She must be a hooker. Excuse me. Who is your pimp? Erica goes, excuse me? She goes, the hooker is hard of hearing. Your pimp. Pimp, darling? So then she gets back on her. She goes, David, what is wrong with you these days? You go from a white girl to a beige girl. Are you working your way up to my complexion, or are you leaving real black just behind altogether? Are you just dropping the real black? I said, oh, because I didn't know where she was going with that. When she said white girl to beige girl, I knew something, but I wasn't expecting her to say that. I wasn't expecting that. She said, oh, have you given up on real black altogether? Huh? She goes, because you know some of y'all do that when you make a little bit of money, you just leave us behind. Okay, I felt like some truth was in that. Like, I don't know, but I just felt like maybe. You know what I'm saying? I actually wrote the line. I wrote that and put it. I said, Tyler, no, this needs to be in the script. You don't have the jurisdiction to take it out. That's my area of expertise. So I told Tyler, I said, we put this in or I walk. Okay, and right there, if there's a walk-off clause, if I walk, he has to pay me $250,000 right on the spot. Okay, so, Tyler's a little short on cash right now, huh? Moving on, so yeah, she goes, you make a little bit of money, you just leave us behind. He goes, Veronica, this is between you and me, just leave her alone. She goes, so you're protecting her. You only protected the people that you really like. And so Erica's smiling, she's eating this up, she thinks it's hilarious. And he goes, Veronica, you leave her alone. She goes, how long have you two been seeing each other? He goes, Veronica. She's like, you're not going to tell me, are you? Click, hangs up the phone. He's like, Veronica, dang it. And remember, he's still at Catherine's house from last week, so he's just now driving off. And Erica is still laughing it up. She's got a smile on her face. Oh, can I have my phone? Veronica goes, oh, sure. And just walks right into the hotel room. She's like, excuse me. Commercial. We come back. Veronica's coming in. Erica still makes it a mission to put the flowers outside of the hotel room because now she see this, which is crazy. Okay, this is the ice queen we're dealing with. Okay, normal rules don't apply. So she's trying to get in on Erica, just asking her this, that, and the third. She goes, how old are you, little girl? She goes, lady, I don't know what you... She goes, lady, I like that. She goes, now how old are you? She's like, I'm guessing 30s, 40s. She goes, I will not give in to rude insults. You know I'm not as old as you. And she goes, well, I can't tell. And then Erica's like, you know what? I'm calling security. She goes, as you wish. Do whatever you want. So as she's going over to the phone, she's like, so who is your pimp? Because, you know, I've helped out a lot of pimps with legal issues and stuff. Is it Rico? They call him Pretty Ricky. And so now Erica's just annoyed. And so she's still on the phone. She's clicking buttons, like trying to ignore her. She goes, or are you John? She goes, I know about 7 pimps that would have a girl like you. Or are you Johnny Wan's girl? You could be one of Johnny's girls. Oh, Hieta? You know Hieta, don't you? And she's like, yeah, I need security up here, please. Yeah, there's somebody that won't leave. And hangs up the phone. It doesn't even faze Veronica. Like, she just kind of goes about, like, just so whatever she was doing, harassing the girl, whatever it was. She didn't care. Okay, so then David actually calls. And Veronica's still holding the phone. She goes, oh, it's David. You might want to answer. Takes the phone from Veronica. And he's like, I've called hotel security. They're on the way up. She goes, yeah, I called them too, or whatever. He goes, okay, well, just, like, leave the room or whatever, or go down to the lobby, something like that. She goes, no. He goes, I'm on my way, you know, just hang tight. And she's like, no, that won't be necessary. I've got it. You know, and he's like, Erica, I don't think that's a good idea. You don't know her. She goes, no, I can handle it. Trust me. I think I can handle this. He's like, you don't know what you're dealing with. She's like, I got it. Thanks. He's like, are you sure? She's like, yeah. He's like, all right, I'm still on my way. Bam, hangs up the phone. All right. So then she hangs up. Veronica's like, oh, why do you look so nervous? She's like, I'm not. She goes, you lie well. She goes, you should see me on my back. I don't know why she thought that would have made a good diss. For me, it just made her look, I don't like to say the word, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, you just dissed yourself. But, all right. And she knew it was going to get to Veronica. Obviously, she was talking about David. So, but I'm not about to diss myself in the process just because I'm trying to make you mad. Okay, unless it was a really good diss and it's not going to make me look that bad. Because I was just looking at Erica like, that's just nasty. Like, why would you? You know what I mean? It was that for me. So then Veronica goes, wait a minute, what did she say? Oh, yeah, Veronica goes, you know, Veronica, she goes, I'm not into that kind of thing, but thanks for the offer. And then, so Erica's asking her, she goes, what do you want, Veronica? What is it? She goes, I just wanted to get a look at you. She goes, oh, should I turn around? And kind of like tries to pull off her jacket. Again, too much. You know what I mean? And then she goes, you don't know me. So let me introduce myself. She goes, I'm Veronica Harrington. And then so she puts her hands out to shake Erica's hand. Erica does it. She's like, yes, you said that already. She goes, well, dear, once you introduce yourself, it's only proper etiquette for the other person to fully introduce themselves, because she gave her first and last name. She goes, I'm Erica. That's all you need to know. And she's like, oh, okay. She goes, are you from Florida? Wait a second. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. She goes, how long has this been going on between you and David? She's like, I'm not answering any more of your questions. Like, it's a wrap. And she goes, so you're from Florida, huh? She just ignores her, goes to sit down. She's like, yeah, you're from Florida. Dried out skin, bad aging of skin. You really should have put some sunscreen on and watch those UV lights. Yeah, you're from Florida, aren't you? You from there. I could tell. You know, just telling her, like, pretty much she looks bad. Like, gonna come. She came for her. Okay? She's like, you know, where the humid weather is and things like that. She goes, you know, then that means you would know something about this, because since you're from a climate like that, when the meteorologist, she goes, that means you know how to prepare for a hurricane. I was like, where is she going with this? Then I started picking it up. She goes, you see, when the meteorologist, she goes, excuse me, weatherman. And Erica picked up on that because she was like, oh, okay, so you think I'm dumb. That was the look she gave. She goes, when the weatherman gives the signal that a hurricane is coming, everybody prepares for it. You see people even putting sandbags outside, covering the windows and everything. She goes, well, let me tell you something. No, I want to get this right. She goes, the weatherman gives the forecast that the hurricane is coming. They shut it down. She goes, well, there's a hurricane coming, and her name is Veronica. And she will destroy everything in her path. Yeah, because she like literally like went down her face like this. She will destroy everything and everyone in sight that means anything to you. It's going to be disastrous. Okay, you don't know me. And I would suggest that you back away. And at one point she even tells her, she's like, what did she, oh, snap. I can't miss this part because this was important. She says something about David. I'm going to try and put it together. She says something about David. And then, no, she goes, I'm his wife. Because she goes, like, I don't need to tell you anything. Like, just get out of here. She goes, well, I'm his wife. She goes, no, you're the ex-wife. And she goes, no, I'm the wife. And puts up the ring finger. But she sticks up her middle finger first. And then goes for the ring finger. And so then Erica's like, well, according to the divorce papers I saw filed. She goes, you saw papers? She goes, yeah, I always do a background check on the people that I sleep with. And she goes, sleep with? And usually Veronica was shook for a second, but then went right back to that poker face. Like, I'm not about to let her see me sweat. And that's when she started coming for her. Okay? So, yeah, she sticks up. She goes, I'm the wife. And then, because then she goes, I heard you're getting a divorce. And then she goes, well, obviously that's not true. And then that's when she does the middle finger first and then goes for the ring finger. I was like, really, Veronica? That was a nice rock, though. Did y'all see it? But yeah, she goes, Hurricane Veronica is coming. And she will destroy everything in sight. Anything and everyone that means anything to you, she's coming for it. Bam. The security finally comes in because Erica was getting dissed. She was trying to maintain a poker face, but when Veronica hit that Hurricane Veronica stuff, it was just cracking. Like, nah, it didn't match up to Veronica's. Security comes in. She's like, he's like, ma'am, this is hotel security. She's like, oh, thank you. I was just leaving. And she just walks her way out of there, high society, like. And the security come in. They're like, ma'am, are you okay? She's like, oh, yeah, she was the problem. And she's, like, texting someone. Okay, which we can assume it was Candace, but I don't know. I don't think so, because she called her later on. Then we switch to Jeffrey and Candace. Now, I always love the dynamic between Jeffrey and Candace, okay? They ride or dies whether they like it or not. But I don't like when I see that bantering between them because you could call it, okay, friendship, obviously you're going to have arguments. But it really don't be friendly banter. They really be coming for each other's lives. Like, so I'm fine with them arguing just as long as the friendship stays tight. Because Jeffrey is just tired of the witch at this point. He's just tired of her. Okay, which he could go ahead and join the I'm Tired of Candace Club. That I'm not a part of. I'm limbo when it comes to Candace because there's sometimes I really rock with her. I'm always rocking with Candace. Here's the thing. But when she does people dirty, I'm like, why, Candace? Why did you have to handle the situation like this? You know what I mean? Just why, sis? You know what I mean? Because that's my sister. You know what I mean? I lived next door before the house got foreclosed on. You feel me? Moving on. So then we switch to Jeffrey and Candace. They are in the hotel lobby. And so Candace goes, where the heck is your mother? He goes, I don't know. He goes, well, how long are we going to stay here? She goes, what do you mean? He's like, well, we're just sitting here. She's like, I don't know, but I'm waiting. He's like, for what? She goes like, I don't know. I'm just waiting. And then he goes, well, what is my mom doing now? She goes, how am I supposed to know? He was like, because you and my mom think alike. She's like, what? No, we don't. He was like, yes, you do. You always think from the bottom up. You always have a plan. You never do anything just random. You always are thinking. And you always putting together scenarios and just plotting. And she goes, well, I guess she would be at the house trying to get her way into the crime scene to see what's going on. I guess she would be trying to take possession of the house. And he's like, okay, then that's what she must be doing. So then her phone rings. He didn't say nothing the first time. Rings again. Who is that? She goes, it's Benny. He's like, why don't you just pick it up? She's like, nah, I can't face him right now. He's mad at me. He's like, well, what did you do now? And she's like, really, Jeffrey? And he's like, I'm just saying, like, why won't you pick up the phone? Whatever it is, I don't want to know about it, but if you don't answer, it's going to make it worse. And then she's like, okay, well, good, because I don't want to talk about it. And he's like, okay, what did you do? She's like, she goes, the mortgage. I mortgaged the house and the tow yard. He's like, oh, my gosh. And then she's like, yeah, so he's mad right now. He goes, you see, you are just like my mother. You use people and then this, that, and the third. And she goes, I didn't use him. I was trying to help him. He's like, yeah, okay, you're just like my mother. And she's like, no, I'm not. She was like, I got him a house. He was like, that you mortgaged and took back. And she's like, really, Jeffrey? Is this what you really want to do? Right? You want to talk about using people? She goes, what about you and Justin? What about what you're doing to him? He's like, what are you talking about? I'm not using him. She goes, yeah, you are. Why else would he be helping us? He's like, I never threatened him. She goes, you think you have to threaten somebody to use them? He was like, now you and I both know the difference between threaten and use. And she goes, yeah, we do. Okay, and that kind of shut that down. He was like, Well, I'm not using him. And she goes, then what are you doing to him? Because he's a cop. He could be losing his job for this. And he's helping us out. She goes, wait a minute. Are you falling in love with him? He goes, I barely know the guy. She goes, you're falling in love with him. And he sure as heck likes you too. He goes, no, he doesn't. She's like, I told you to get some information from the dude to make sure he helps. I didn't tell you to fall in love with him. He goes, for the last time, Candace, I'm not falling in love with him. Like, it's not happening. She goes, well, he sure as heck likes you and you like him. He goes, no, he does not. She goes, think about why else he would be helping us. He could lose his job. He could lose everything. He's a cop. And then so he's just like, all right, Candace, like, whatever. And then she goes, well, good. He's like, I'm not falling in love. And she goes, okay, good. Because the one thing I learned, I fell in love twice in this game. And in this game, it always messes you up. He goes, well, first of all, I'm not in the game. That's you and my mother. He goes, and secondly, I'm not in love with him. She goes, okay, but you like him. And he likes you. He goes, no, he doesn't. And then she's like, he could go to jail for what he's doing. Think about that. Why else would he be doing that? Think about that. She goes, he goes, just answer the phone because Benny calls again. And she's like, no. And then he's like, she goes, you like to see me upset, don't you? He was like, you upset? She goes, what is that supposed to mean? He was like, to be upset, you actually have to have a heart and have feelings. Sociopaths don't have that. Okay. She goes, you know what, Jeffrey? Go to H-double hockey sticks. Okay. I was like, really? I didn't like that. I was like, really, Jeffrey? You just went in on this girl. Like, seriously? And then so she sees Oscar. She's like, oh, my God. So then Candace sees Oscar. It cuts to commercial. We come back. Candace sees Oscar. And Oscar comes over to the table. And she goes, get away from me or I'll scream rape and murder. She's like, I'll get down on this floor right now and scream rape and murder. And then he goes, wait a minute. You're here for a reason. What are you here for? She goes, get away from me. He's like, no. You're here for a reason. And he sits down. And then he goes to Jeffrey. He's like, could you get lost? I got to talk to her. I didn't appreciate that because of the difference in race. I'm going to be very real about it. He spoke to Jeffrey like he was trash. And I didn't like it. I wouldn't have appreciated it coming from anybody. But just how he really expected him to get up. I didn't like that. I didn't like it. Okay. I didn't like it. Okay, let's pull race out of it. Okay, I just didn't like it. Okay, because race isn't important. I just didn't like it. All right. So he goes, could you get lost? I need to talk to her. And he did like this. And then Jeffrey's like, excuse me? He's like, yeah, get lost. I need to talk to her. And he's like, you know what, Candace, why don't I go get a knife so we can take this guy out like we did the last one. Yeah, we're already in pretty deep. Why not? He's like, yeah, man, just hang out. And then Oscar goes, yeah, get lost. And then he looks at Candace. He's like, what is that guy talking about? She's like, don't worry about that. Like, what are you doing here? Okay. She's like, I'll scream. I'll make a scene right now. He was like, we can make a scene. She goes, you have 10 seconds. He goes, I only need 5. And we see Charles Fredrickson. Remember the young man who's running for president? We find out tonight he's 37. Okay. So he walks by. He goes, that's my mark. Because I was like, why did Tyler bring this guy in? I mean, we love to see black people doing their thing and things like that. But I knew it had to be an angle with this guy. So yeah, the young man we see running for president who's apparently very high up in the polls and in the lead, that is Oscar's mark. And I had a feeling. So yes, Charles Fredrickson, he goes, that's the guy. You know, and he's single and stuff. You can mark him. He's like, I got people paying me a lot of money. Very people in high places paying me a lot of money to mark this guy. And you would be perfect. He's like, they want me to get into bed with them. He goes, well, not literally. That's where you come in. And she's just like, she just gives him a look. And he's like, come on now. I know you're his type too. Shows him a picture of his late wife. He goes, his wife died a year ago. Come on, look. She goes, get away from me. And he goes, Candace, come on, just get away from me. Like, she screams it. Everybody looks. And he just gets up and kind of slowly walks away. Okay, because he wants her. He wants that money. However much money he getting off of this mark, I wouldn't really want to work with him just because obviously you played me the first time. I don't trust you now. So we'll see. But he's trying to get this guy and I don't appreciate it. The bad thing is I could see maybe this guy actually falling for Candace, right? And then which we need black love. Okay, I need to point that out. But then what if he finds out that she's playing him and it's just done and over with? I don't know. Candace was definitely thinking about it because when she showed him, he was like, and you're his type too, and shows him a picture of his late wife. Candace was kind of looking like, And then she goes, get away from me. And he's like, Candace, come on, get. And she just screams it. And he gets up because everybody was looking at him like, if you don't stop harassing that girl, that's how they was looking at him. All right. So then we have Jeffrey on. Justin calls Jeffrey, and he's like, "Are you safe?" Jeffrey's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Where are you at?" He's like, "I'm at the Artesian." He's like, "What room are you in?" He's like, "What? I don't have a room." He's like, "Get one." And then he's like, "Wait, what?" And then Justin hangs up the phone. I didn't like that because I already knew, kind of like, obviously he's trying to get a little something from Jeffrey. I don't like it. I would have been. I mean, I want to say Jeffrey should just be like, "I'm over it," but Jeffrey is still afraid to go to jail. So, which I get, but I'm done with that, dude. I would just be like, nah, like, I don't appreciate it. I don't like it. I don't like it. He's doing too much for me. You're a married man. Okay, you're on the DL, but you need to talk to you. It just, I don't like that. I don't like it. But we ain't gonna get into a preaching session, okay? We just gonna keep it PG, haves and have nots. All right. So yeah, he hangs up, and then Candace goes, "Are you getting a room?" And her phone rings right when she says that, and he goes, "Are you getting your phone?" And it's Erica, and she goes, "Well, how are you?" She goes, "I'm good." You know, no. They both say we're not doing good. She goes, "You first," and then Candace goes, "No, you first." And she goes, "Well, Veronica stopped by." She's like, "What?" She like, "Yeah," and then she goes, "Well, where are you at?" The Sarandon. She goes, "No, I'm at the Artesian." She goes, "For real, me too." She, "Okay, then come up to the room. I'm in 2015." She's like, "All right." So then we have Erica on the phone with David. She's like, "Yeah, David, it's fine." He's like, "I'm so sorry and stuff. I didn't know she was going to do that." He's like, "Well, I'll do anything to make it up to you, whatever." She's like, "Well, you can take me to dinner tonight." And he's like, "It's the least I could do." And she goes, "Well, how about it? I'll be ready in an hour." He's like, "Okay, I should be good by then." They hang up, trying to be all cute. I don't like it. Okay, I don't like it. So, and by the way, what is this trying to make David some kind of little, just trying to, I hate this word, sexualize him. Okay, what is that, Tyler? Remember, because I meant to say something about this a few weeks ago when David was in that little wife beater when he was moving into the apartment. I said, "Tyler, what is this? What are we trying to do with David?" Okay, this is not, I don't appreciate it. And then next week and then he's trying to, I don't like it. I just don't. I just don't like it. Okay, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, so moving on. Candace gets up there. Now, this is where we thought Candace was going to be like, "You're a liar and you're a cheat and you've been playing me, Erica." But it didn't happen. Tyler is still simmering up. I told Tyler, I said, "I want that tonight, Tyler." He didn't listen. All right. So, yeah, they get in there. She's telling them, first of all, they hug. All right. She comes on in. And then she gets right to the point. "Okay, so she came to see you." She's like, "Yeah, but I was able to handle the stuff." She goes, "You might want to be careful, Erica." Because she goes, "How did she find you?" She goes, "I don't know." And then Candace is like, "She's having him follow." She goes, "Yeah, maybe." And then she's like, "Well, you need to watch out because she's crazy." She's like, "Well, you know me. You and I are crazy." And she goes, "Yeah, but she's a whole nother level of crazy. Like the crazy who's insane sometimes, and then other times she's just completely sane." She goes, "That's the scariest kind." She goes, "Yeah, it is." And Erica goes, "Like war." And Candace is like, "Yeah." And then Erica goes, "Have you seen him in a while?" "No, I haven't seen him." "Oh, okay." Anyway, moving back to Veronica. So with Veronica, like, what was she saying to you? She goes, the usual, the stuff the wife say, insults. She said, "You go toe to toe with her?" She goes, "Word for word," which you got roasted. Okay, so why don't you just tell the real story? Because weren't y'all thinking that too? Like, you got roasted. Just tell the real story. It's okay. So she's telling her. So now she's telling her everything. Okay, so hold on a second. So yeah, she's telling her. She goes, "So what's going on with you, Candace?" Because Candace is just kind of saying, "I'm going through a lot." She goes, "Listen, the whole thing backfired. Okay. Wait a minute." She goes, "It backfired. The paperwork. I lost the house." She goes, "Well, what about Oscar? Can he?" She goes, "No, he's not any help at all." And this is where she kind of started talking weird. "No, he's not any help at all." And this is where I'm thinking she about to call her out any second now. And she goes, "In the police, and they took all my money from the house." Erica goes, "Who?" She goes, "The police." And she's, "Candy, what's going on?" She goes, "Okay, well, I guess I could tell you now. We killed Quincy." "What?" "Yeah, we stabbed him and Benny buried him in the backyard." And Erica goes, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, we had to. The some neighbor had cameras fixated on my front door. It was the only choice I had. She goes, well, why didn't you tell me? She goes, why would I? She goes, I could have helped. She goes, how? There were already enough people involved. She goes, well, I know people. She goes, yeah, your people are my people. Don't you think I know that? She goes, yeah, of course. So then she goes, but the police found the body, so who knows how long I'll be free. And then she goes, I lost the house, lost everything. She goes, wow, this can't be happening. And it was so fake. Like, she almost wanted to laugh. I think Candace kind of peeped that, though. And then her phone rings. She goes, who is that? She goes, it's Benny. She goes, why don't you pick up the phone? It's probably serious. Answers the phone. Benny's mad as heck. He's like, where are you at? Because she keeps trying to apologize and stuff. She's like, I'm real sorry. He's like, where are you at? She goes, I'm at the hotel. He goes, what room are you in? She's like, I'll be in the lobby. She's like, Benny, he goes, just be in the lobby, all right? I'm on my way. And then so they hang up. So then Erica and her is kind of just, okay, girl, I'll call you later. Yeah, I'll call you. And then so Erica goes, if you need anything, just let me know. She goes, money. She goes, well, girl, I don't have any money. I'm in this hotel on a stunt anyway. She goes, yeah, I do know that. And then she leaves. It was just shade. Just pure shade, okay? So then we switch. Candace is on to her. If she's not on to her completely, she's on to her. And, never mind. Then we switch to Wyatt. Okay, he's withdrawing. Okay, he's on the couch. So we got Quita and that young man, I can't remember his name. They're in the apartment. And Wyatt is just like, take what you want and please go. She's like, yeah, we gonna do that. We gonna do that. And then she got, you got any food around here or something? And he's like, look, just take what you want. I won't call the police. He goes, the police? He said, this white boy crazy, huh? So then she like, you got any food around here or something? She's like, I'm hungry. If you hear something, it's my cat running around. I don't know what's wrong with her. And he goes, you sweating? You shaking? You scared or something? She's like, no, he ain't scared. He's coming. I told you he's coming off at the come down. He just fiending. She kept calling it the come down. Yeah, she's like, he's on a come down. He's just fiending. She just said it like I do that all the time. That's how she said it. Like I know something about that. And he's like, oh, that is right. We were supposed to get you something. He's like, yeah, man, please, anything you got. What? Anything you got? And then so the dude's mocking him. He's just like, oh yeah, please, anything you got, anything you got. And he doesn't. He goes, you have anything? Do you have anything? He's like, yeah, I got something. He's like, please. And then so the guy's just mocking him, like just playing with him. And so and then so Quita goes over to the bed. She goes, oh, this is a nice bed. She goes, I like this. Got these good old sheets, huh, white boy? She goes, how much money you pay for that? He's like, you can have him or something like that. She's like, yeah, I'll take him or something. Or no, he didn't. Something like that, she said. And then she like, we're going to stay tonight. She goes, then tomorrow we'll get the money out the bank. And then, so Wyatt is like, what? No. She's like, yeah. And then so he gets up because he's in pain and stuff. So the guy's like, who told you can get up? And he starts to pull out the gun. And then Quita's like, I told you he's not doing it on purpose. He's on the come down. He about to be throwing up soon in a minute. Just leave him alone. He can move around. So then she's like, but I'm hungry. We need to find something to eat around here. You ain't got nothing? He's like, nah. She goes, well, let's order a pizza. Gives him the credit card. And then they go over to the kitchen and looking all through the fridge. Like, you ain't got nothing in here? Nah. And Wyatt is like, he's still in pain, but he's kind of throws himself on the couch. And his phone, somebody's phone was there. I'm guessing it was his. He picked up the phone and he's like dialing a number. And that's when it cut to commercial. But I want to go back to say that Wyatt really thought they was going to come all the way to that apartment and then get afraid because he said he was going to call the police. That was going to do absolutely nothing. They pretty much laughed at you. Okay, you're a crack fiend, first of all, noticeably. Okay, now, he's a drug addict. I'm not going to say that. That sounds mean. He's a drug addict. Okay, so in any event, if the police would have showed up, I don't know how seriously they would have took him. So I don't know. I don't know. Wyatt need to come on though, but the thing is, he's not with them taking the money, because when she said we're gonna go to the bank, he was like, no, what? And then she's like, you don't have any more money? He's like, no, you took all the money. And she was like, you gotta have some more money than this, with this nice apartment and things like that. Too much, and I wouldn't be doing it. Too much. Because you give something and they just want to take more. That's not gonna happen. I wouldn't do it. I would have been like, nope. I'll be scared. Yeah, but I'm not taking you to the bank and typing my account and things. You get the money out. That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Even though Wyatt, like I said, don't need the money because we know what he's gonna be doing with it. Quita and that young man gonna be doing the same thing with it. So we don't want them to have the money either. All right, we don't want that. So then we switch to Candace meeting Benny in the lobby. Benny is livid. Okay, so he's mad. He's going off on her. And so he's like, he's like, okay, let's go. She goes, hey, he's like, let's go. She goes, I'm sorry. He goes, no, I don't want to hear that. And then she's like, Benny, can I please explain? He's like, no, I'm not playing. Let's go. You caused enough damage. Like, let's just go. She's like, please let me explain. She goes, look, I went to the house to try and get the money. The police with her. He's like, I don't believe anything that's coming out of your mouth right now. She goes, I'm not lying. He goes, oh, you're not lying. Because that means so much these days that it's coming from you. She goes, Benny, I love you. He's like, oh. He goes, you love me? He's like, do you really think that means anything coming from you right now? Do you think that means anything? He goes, if that's the case, why didn't you just call me to let me know you wasn't going to be able to bring the money? She goes, because I keep disappointing you. He's like, yeah, you got that right. You keep disappointing me. And by not calling me, made it worse. Okay? So she goes, listen, I'm going to try and fix it. He goes, you can't fix it. You can't fix it. It's BS now. It's BS. She goes, Benny, you're causing a scene. He's like, I don't give a F about that. They doing a lot of cussing now, but bleeping it out. I don't know how I'm feeling about that. Okay. So then she's like, so then he keeps trying to grab her. And he's like, come on. She's like, no, where are we going? And then he's like, Candace, let's go. I swear I would drag you. He was like, I'm so mad right now. I would drag you out of here. And she's like, no, Benny, listen, I'm sorry. I'm trying. She's like, I'm going to make it up to you. And she starts crying and stuff. He's like, no, you're not. It's mess. It's garbage now. It's garbage now. He's like, you know what they did? She goes, and he goes, because she goes, I'm not going. And then he's like, well, what are you going to do? She's like, I have a car. I've been on my own since I was 17 years old. He's like, I don't care about none of that. And you don't have a car. The bank is looking for it right now. They're going to repossess it. They're looking for it right now. It's stolen property. She's like, what are you talking about? He was like, and that's what happened to Mitch, too. She was like, Mitch, what do you mean? He was like, yeah, they took his truck because it was on my lot and now it belonged to them. He's like, you know what else they took? My truck that I bought even before you gave me the business. She goes, Benny, I'm sorry. I'm going to get it back. He goes, no, you're not. No, you're not. It's done now. Everything is done. He goes, I got thrown out of my house because of you, Candace. And you're going to sit up here and tell me you're not going to be doing this, that, and the third. He's like, let's go. She goes, no, I'm not going. He's like, are you kidding me right now? She goes, I've been on my own since I was 17 years old. He's like, war is out and he's looking for you. Because he was trying to just say, come on, but she was acting hard. She said, war. He goes, war is out. He's looking for you. She's like, what do you mean he's out? He goes, exactly what I said. War is out and he's looking for you. Like, let's go. What are you gonna do? You gonna run around here by yourself? And then so she was finally like, all right, you know, I'm coming. Because before she was like, I'm not going with mama. It's not going to happen. And just kept, I've been on my own since I was 17. And then she goes, I'll figure, he goes, well, what? And she goes, I'm going to stay, he goes, where are you going to go? She goes, I'm going to stay here at this hotel. He goes, well, what money? She goes, I'll figure it out. He's like, what you going to do? Turn a trick? He said, let's go. I said, Benny ain't nothing for that. I mean, I see he was mad, but I said, okay, dang now. He's telling her, I lost everything because of you. He goes, you brought that and then you mortgaged everything. You mortgaged everything that you gave me. And I was throwing her on the street. I felt it. And then a guy comes up and he's like, don't worry, ma'am. We're going to get security. And he's like, man, get the heck out of here. And she goes, no, it's okay. It's okay. And then she leaves with her brother. By the way, didn't really need all the camera emphasis they did on this waiter. Was he? I didn't need that. Okay. Appreciate it. Okay, obviously he was trying to look out for her, but sir, let's step back. This is her brother. Okay, well, we see Benny was wilding, but okay. So then we switch to Jim on the phone. He's like, yeah, okay. And he's like, yeah, okay, thanks. Hangs up. Catherine comes in because he's watching the television. And they're talking about the DA and how she's missing and how she would never disappear out of nowhere. And so Catherine comes in, why are you still here? He's like, do you hear what's going on? He goes, they went to the house and everything. She's not there. They know she would never pull a stunt like this. She goes, I don't care if it was, he goes, Captain, this is the FBI. She goes, I don't care if this was the KGB or the CIA. Get out of my house. And he goes, oh, now it's all my fault. So now you want me out and this, that, and the third. He's like, you made a mess and now I have to clean it up. She's like, what are you talking? She goes, you're not going to do that because you created this mess a long time ago. He goes, here we go. Blame Jim. She goes, yeah, our daughter is dead. He goes, oh, really, Catherine? I didn't know that. She goes, and our son? He goes, I know, Catherine. He goes, so now I have to. He goes, but your best shot at getting out of this is me being here. This is your best chance, and I have to be here to make sure you won't do anything stupid. She goes, stupid. He goes, yeah, like murdering a DA in cold blood right on the living room floor. Yeah, stupid. He's like challenging a mastermind defense attorney and giving that BS story that you told me, and actually thinking that's gonna do something. Oh yeah, Catherine, you're on a roll, and just really dissing her. And then he goes, in that oxygen deprived brain of yours, I have to be up here. She goes, oxygen deprived? She goes, Jim, get out of here. She goes, I don't know why I stuck this marriage out so long. Just get out of here. He goes, okay, I'll leave under one condition. She goes, you are in no state to make any conditions. And he goes, you have to talk to Veronica. She goes, when heck freezes over, they kind of just went in on Veronica. Like, you need to make her think we're all in this together, or else if she opens her mouth, we're all done. She goes, I could get the bank to foreclose on every property she has. He goes, so? She goes, so? A reputation means everything to her. She doesn't want to be embarrassed. And he's like, Captain, I'm telling you to talk to her. She goes, when heck freezes over, I'll talk to her. He goes, okay, then I guess I'll do it or whatever. She goes, yeah, you go ahead and do that, and then you leave. She goes, and I'm serious, Jim, because he grabs his car keys, but he turns on the TV. She goes, Jim, I'm serious. He goes, I know you're serious, sweetheart. I know that. And she goes, well, that's good. So he turns back on the TV. He hears about the dead body in Candace's backyard. Who do we see? We see Veronica trying to sneak past, because she's really not supposed to be there. She sneaks past, but what happens? She gets caught on camera when the news reporter is talking about what's going on. Veronica slides by, and Jim does a little rewind, and it's like, what the heck are you doing there? Because it's Veronica. All right. Plays it. He's like, yeah, the news reporter's like, we don't have any suspects right now. We don't think that Candace is going to be a person of interest, but we can't rule anything out. And it's been identified that the house owner's name is Candace Young. So then we switch to Hannah. Quincy is watching the TV too, where they're all talking about this whole situation. And he goes, Mama? And then Hannah's like, what? And he goes, that's Mama. That's my mama. That was cute. So she comes over and they're talking about, I couldn't get all this, but they're talking about everything that's going on at the house. He's like, we're getting some prints ran on. No, we're gonna get these tests. Trying to get some DNA off of a braided bracelet that was found. And I was like, what? And then hold on a second. He was like, the guy is just like, we should be able to get some DNA off of that. He's like, now we're looking, and the guy's like, we're looking for Jennifer Salison, who is also missing. Because there's another news. Everybody's picking up this story that's in that town. And then so she tells Quincy, she goes, go over there and watch some, go listen to music. He's like, it's not music, Grandma, it's a video game. She goes, okay, well, go listen to that, put the headphones on or whatever. He's like, okay. And then he goes, I got the headphones on. She goes, okay. He's like, you don't have to yell. She goes, I'm sorry. So then Hannah's hearing everything. The body has been, found in the homeowner's backyard. And it's strange because one of the cops said he tried to address Candace Young, and then she just drove away from the crime scene. He goes, that's weird. And then he goes, and they now recovered a braided bracelet, and they're thinking they can get some DNA off of it. And then so Hannah and Benny come in like right at that moment. And then she goes, Benny, where's your bracelet? Cuts off next week on the Haves and the Have-Nots. So I'm very interested to see what's going to go down. It's going to be very good. I already know it. This is going to be good. This is going to be good. Whew, this is going to be good. Like I said, though, I'm scared for this week. Even what they tease for Quita and her boyfriend, they about to try and do something in Wyatt's bed. Like, what are you doing, Tyler? What are you doing? But it looks like Wyatt's trying to figure out a plan or something, so we're going to see about that, too. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys liked the review. Sorry it ran kind of long. This is actually my normal time, but it's kind of long. Thank you so much for watching. I'll try to do shout-outs in a couple weeks. Thank you so much again. I can't be any more appreciative. It is your girl, J2J, the one and only. Y'all know what the deal is. I got to go to school tomorrow. Peace.